Yo, thanks for hopping on for us with Justin Chris. I'm Justin.
I'm Crystal.
We are here to talk about accountability today, Crystal.
So what's accountability, man?
All right. It is being accountable for the actions or what's going on, or being responsible for what is going on. That's basically what it is.
Okay. All right, cool.
I'm not the most philosophical motherfucker out there, but we're going to say that. But being responsible and taking accountability on your actions and what is going on in the workplace, in your life, everything that's going on.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking of a story earlier when we was kicking it. And when I was explaining to everybody like a horrible situation going on in my life, I took it upon myself to tell them the raw truth about it. So when I was going through my divorce,
Yeah.
and I decided and this is my second divorce, so I learned from the first one. The second one, it's like, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and just break it out to my family, my friends, everybody that's close to me, my boss, his wife, everybody.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, let me tell y'all what's going down.
Yeah.
We are separated. We're getting divorced.
Okay.
Now, instead of just saying, she messed up, she did this, she did that, I also took accountability on, I was also talking to another girl. Did I tell you about that?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Okay.
We about to get it. So for the 2 weeks that we were going through the rough patch, I was hollering. I just like, we were like in-house separated.
Okay.
Like not talking to each other,
Yeah.
giving her space. Take my space. As soon as I moved out, I actually started DMing a chick that I knew. We had a little bit of a vibe together. All right, so just chit-chatting. It was kind of like I felt disconnected because I lost my partner.
Yeah.
And there was another girl giving me some attention. So I was chit-chatting her up, like real deal, texting back and forth, just like about to set up a date. She told me, she was like, look, do you really want to go down that road? Like right then, maybe it was wrong for me to talk to another person while we separated.
Yeah.
But like at that point I was kind of like, I don't know. I was so indifferent with my marriage and relationship because she's the one that started all this.
Yeah.
But I did like quickly move on to someone else. Like just to get some validation, just to get like a little bit of attention.
Yeah.
I was enjoying it. It's like, okay, I spent, I would say 2 weeks to a month just being like totally dragged out through a bad relationship. This girl's giving me attention. So I took it.
Yeah.
Now, at that time, I basically told the girl off. Like I told the girl, I was like, look. So it was like a week or two of texting. And I was like, I don't know. My ex is not coming back to me, talking to me or anything. And my friend said, you basically have to make a decision. If I were to go after this chick and cheat, then I won't have to live with that.
Right.
Or don't. So I decided not to.
Okay.
Probably I kind of regret that.
Yeah, you kind of told me. You never told me that.
No, I regret the fact that I kind of cut the girl off. Because she was fine. So I think 2 weeks went by. I was trying to work things out and give my ex some space and let her work through her inner demons, and I'm working through mine. But when so I told the person I was talking to, look, I'm trying to give my ex a chance. Like it was, I was trying to give her a chance. I was going to ask you out, go out, eat dinner, do something, right? I was going to take her on a date. I was making her emotional, doing all the tricks. I don't know if it would have worked or not, but I just went out and told her, trying to give my ex a chance. I apologize for, talking. And then she talked to me, we still talked a little bit about it. Like she was like, what's going on? I thought y'all weren't together and this and that. I was like, we're not. But I moved out to give her space, not to cheat. So I told her all this. Now, that's not what I'm talking about, accountability. Now, in accountability, when I relayed all the information to my friends, my family, everybody that's close to me, I told them all this.
Okay.
Like, look, I did start talking to another girl, and it was wrong of me to do it. But I told them firsthand because I didn't want to just tell them the bad why I moved out. There is a big reason why I moved out, and not tell them the bad that I did. So that when the truth starts unraveling, they know the truth, the whole truth. And that was me taking accountability for this is what's happening. And the fact that it's my second divorce, my friend's mom actually said something that really made me upset, sad, but realize and take accountability for it. Was she told me, like, I am the common denominator to both my divorces. So it kind of was like, man, I mean, you're right, but it hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, dang, why you got to say it like that, dog? But she was right. So that it started, instead of fighting against it and saying, no, they're wrong, they're the ones that made mistakes.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let me look into it.
Yeah.
Let me see why. And in the end, there were several reasons why that I discovered why it didn't work out. Now, most of it was maybe we weren't compatible towards the end of that relationship, both of them. But there were ways for me to make it compatible. And honestly, the whole time I should have just been focusing on myself and doing other things instead of just being a simp ass husband, because that's what I was.
Yeah.
So
I can understand that.
I took that accountability for when I explained it to all my friends and family, everybody that was close to me.
Yeah.
When the shit was going down, I took it. And then I took accountability for saying, okay, I am part of the problem too. What can I fix so that this doesn't happen again?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to do this a third time.
Yeah.
No. So now that's a deep rooted way of thinking of accountability, but there's others in the workspace and also in your friendships and relationships throughout where
I mean, I think it's with all people in life, like, you know, everybody, there's ways to take accountability for a lot of different things. And that goes at work, at home, you know.
So there's bad for when you don't take accountability, there are bad, like there's consequences with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you just don't grow. So it's
Yeah.
just like a horrible way to cope. There's always a lot of people in my life that would like to point fingers and blame other people for why they're messed up,
Yeah.
but they never get better.
Yeah, they
They're
just
still
stay
messed-
that way. Yeah. They still just point fingers at somebody else. Yeah, we know people like that.
I mean, there's everybody out there. Everybody has some like people in their life
Yeah.
that will blame and say like, man, I just never could catch a break. And the reason why I do this is because of them, because of that, because of this.
Yeah.
And they stay in that same spot for the rest of their life or until that something hits them aside the head or some reality hits. And it's like, all right, you got to make some changes.
Yeah.
You have to be accountable for your actions.
Yeah.
Like, how long are you going to hold on to something in the past
Yeah.
that's holding you back?
Yeah.
I don't see why someone doesn't take accountability. So I got a bunch of stories on that.
Me too. Well, you know, I remember when we was growing up, you know, that was always the thing. What is it? I remember the phrase growing up through school all the time, elementary school especially. They had the posters on the wall where they were always just trying to teach. This is a part of a person's character. The phrase was always take responsibility for your actions. So that's taking accountability. You know, you do something. It's like, you know, even all the way back to when you were a kid, you know, I hit you, you hit me. But then it's like, oh, the one person that tattletales when you're in school, oh, he hit me, but what did you do? You know, and that one kid would just be like, oh, I'm going to tattletale, but you did something too, though.
You're part of the problem.
Yeah, you're
too.
a part of it too. Like he hit you because why did he hit you? You know, things like that. So that's definitely something I feel like we learned for a long time. I don't really feel like I started taking accountability until I became an adult.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know, like when
I can see the change in you before, because I mean, you grew up with me and you were still like a young teenager to like a very young adult.
yeah,
And yeah, I saw it. Like, you didn't blame too many people for your problems. You still try to work on it, but like now, as you grew up and progress in life, you're always trying to solve it.
yeah.
And
I mean, I know
and
I
you
contribute
realize-
to something. That's
Yeah.
like you know, so like when my ex used to cheat on me, you know, so I like we'll get personal. That's fine. I remember when I was with my child's father, and then he would always say like, I don't know if he was already cheating. My presumption was he was already cheating, but
presumptions, yeah.
yeah,
But-
he was already cheating. But you know, until he told me this, I never understood it. So I remember one day he told me, he was like, "Well, if you're gonna accuse me of cheating, then I might as well cheat." But I mean, he was already cheating. So, but you know what I'm saying.
That's
but,
one of those like
those
sayings.
Yeah,
Just-
okay. So this particular person was a narcissist. So he was good at manipulating me. He was good at reversing the role back on me, and me making me think having to think for myself, like, you know, damn, am I the problem for real? You know, even
Dang, I hate that crap.
Yeah,
when they
but-
turn it on to you.
yeah.
Like,
but I mean, he too was right though. Like it's like, you know, like when a person cheats, you know, it's them. They cheated, so they
Yeah.
have to take accountability for cheating. But also, you know, it is, in other words, for lack of better words, fair to still accept that there's a reason why that person cheated, and you might be the contribution to that reason. You know,
I don't. As far as cheating goes, I mean, there could be. I mean, there's a reaction video I want you to watch later about it. Actually, because it really hit.
yeah. Like I don't condone cheating. I don't
Heck
think that
no.
it's like, yeah, I don't condone it. I don't think that it's like I'm the full reason why you cheated, because
Yeah.
regardless, you wanted to do what you wanted to do, so you did it. But I don't. In other words, I give the benefit of the doubt that I could have contributed to the reason why you I could have contributed to the reason why you wanted to cheat. You know what I'm saying? I could have done something to you, or whatever the case may have been. I could have made you feel so alone in the relationship that you felt lonely and you wanted to go and feel love from somebody.
You felt that before?
Yeah,
I mean, you
I-
feel that now? Or do you think it was his fault? I mean, because I don't believe
No,
believe that.
okay. So I know specifically. So the person specifically I'm talking about, the ex I'm talking about, he was cheating on me. He was just naturally a cheater. It was part of his personality, whatever, or whatever you want to call it. It was a part of him. He's just a cheater. He was a big hoe. Okay, he liked to go and be with everybody. So
Dry right now.
He's
You know
stupid.
that boy is dry right now.
yeah, he is.
Let's go.
Yeah, he is. That's
But
that's
go
called
ahead.
karma.
Keep going. Yeah.
But no, so he was a big cheater. Now, I might have been a little too deep with it. I don't know, but I remember that. So after he cheated, you know, numerous of times. After he cheated, then I remember we had a conversation. Okay, so guys, specifically in this relationship, I cheated back. I cheated back to give him a dose of his own medicine because I loved him so much. But just overall, I did. I felt that pain, that anger, and I just wanted to get him back. Definitely don't like that I did it. I don't regret
did
much
it
of
make
anything.
you feel
But
any different, like better, or did it make it worse?
no, I mean, yeah, it definitely made it worse. It made the relationship worse. The relationship ended later on, but it was because, you know, I did have to learn two wrongs don't make a right. But, you
Yeah.
know, when somebody keeps messing with you and hurting you,
Yeah.
you know, at that time and at that age that I was immature.
Revenge.
And yeah, so I got revenge. Naturally, I'm not like that. Like, naturally, if somebody cheats on me now, I'm just going to leave. But it was back then, I was, like I said, my maturity level back then, I was so hurt. I loved him so much, and he just kept doing this to me. So then I was like, you know what? You want to play this game? I'm gonna show you how I play it better. So I did that, and of course it didn't result well. But I took accountability for that afterwards, and I remember having a conversation where, you know, we had this conversation. I thought it was a great conversation, honestly. I felt like I was very mature when I had it, and I was saying, you know, you did me wrong, I did you wrong back. We were both wrong. We shouldn't have done that. But now that we know what we've done wrong to each other, and we know like his reasons for saying, oh, his reasons for saying like, this is why I cheated, and my reasons for saying why this is why I cheated back. It's like now we're aware of the situation. We're aware of what makes us do this or why we did this. And so it's like, now, how are we going to move forward? Are we going to just break up, or are we going to make it better, or do, like I was aware of things. So, but I took accountability. Like I was just like, okay, I cheated. I cheated back. And I cheated because I wanted to give you a dose of
accountability for it. And you said did you blame him for the reasons why?
No, but see, my reasons were different. Like I specifically did it so that I could hurt you because you were hurting me so much.
So you took accountability for doing it.
Yeah, I didn't say like,
he still blamed it all on you.
Yeah.
Why he cheated.
Yeah,
because
I've
seen that. Like, when it happened to me, it was like, it was my fault. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
like, how is it my fault? I mean, no. But it's good that you took accountability for something that you did wrong and you're admitting to it.
Yeah.
And you realize it's not worth it.
No, definitely not worth it.
Like just sex with just some random person is not worth it. I would never play a game with my partner like who could get the most cheating going on because the guy would lose, bro. The guy would lose.
Yeah.
Like that's not a game to play.
Girls could pull men and women.
So here's a statistic I wanted to ask you earlier.
What's up?
It's a little bit off of it, but because you think that guys can hoe around so easily, and it's really not that easy. But out of all the men, adults, out, what percentage do you think is sexually active?
Of men?
Yeah.
In the world?
Just United States. All men just that are...
Like single men?
I think it's all. Single, married, anything.
That are sexually active, out of 100%?
Yeah. Out of all men in the U.S. Just think about it for a second.
Like 45%. I don't know.
It's 20%.
Is it? Damn, that's
20%. That's even including
y'all don't
married.
be getting none.
Yeah, we don't. That's what I'm saying. Women think like, oh, he's out there at the gym looking all good. Girls are throwing him some pussy. That is not the case. I mean, you could be, like the top 1% of guys that's like 6'5", swole, got money dripping out. It'll be thrown on them.
Yeah.
But not the other 99% of men.
Yeah.
It's not just thrown at them. Now, girls will throw themselves at men, but it doesn't even mean they'll be sexually active with that person. They still gotta work. Guys have to work for it. That's why I say I would never fight a girl, like my partner, or if you and I were like, just say we're both single, and we're to have competition, who could pull the most. Like I wouldn't even try to compete with you because it's different for a woman. Like you'll get hit on every time you go out. Where I have to work up the courage to do my approach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
It's different. It's like if it's like this, it's different. So women think that, but we're veering away from accountability. I'll take accountability for the fact that it's harder for men to do the approaching than it is for women to, you guys are like, the thing I like about it though, because I used to think about it when I was younger, like, man, I wish I was a girl where girls could, or I wish the dynamic was switch where girls would throw themselves and choose, like, would do the approaching or do the talking and this or that. Like, I used to think that. The thing that I like about it as a man is I get to pick and choose who I talk to.
Yeah.
You guys get flocked at everywhere, dick pics and DMs and just some random people, like guys you don't even want to see or have part of your life.
Yeah, that is true. That is
for
true.
me, I pick and choose.
Yeah.
And I call it like, for men, we have Netflix. We could choose what we want.
Yeah.
You guys have TV. Whatever pops up, it's just what pops up. That's what you got to get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so now that's not saying that women can do the approaching. They can.
Yeah.
It's just there's ways for women to do it. There's books and things about it. But anyways, we go back. So as far as not taking accountability, it's a horrible way to cope because you can't grow.
Yeah.
Like if
You know, everybody hates those people. Everybody hates the people that it's like you just sitting over there and it's like, you know, everybody gonna fight. Well, you started it. But like you were a part of the fight too. You know, like, and you're just gonna keep sitting there. At the end of the day, just start the beginning of the argument and end the argument with, well, you started it. You know, people hate people like that. Like, well, I know I do.
And we don't want our listeners to be that way. So I mean, guys, just take accountability.
It's hard though. It's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard.
You know what happened to me 2 weeks ago, or was it 2 weeks ago? I was about to cry. Like,
why?
I think I texted you. I was like, I'm about to cry at work right now.
Oh yeah.
But so I was, so an electrician went out, try to wire up a motor. They said that the motor was bad. I went to the warehouse and they were like, look, the other electrician said the motor was bad. So I tested. I was like, no, it actually works. And I wired it up and it works. So all right, we're gonna take it to the plant. We're gonna install it. I want you to wire it up. Now the plant had a different voltage than the voltage they had in there. So I had to do some switching around in the motor. It's called switching the leads, okay? Well, I fucked up on switching the leads and I blew that thing up.
For real.
I burnt it up. And like literally all the technicians and everything was just like watching me like, all right, is it gonna work? And I was like I'm just looking at this motor and I was like, and then in my head, I was thinking, I burnt this motherfucker. Like, you can't tell on the outside of the motor. Yeah,
but you know what you did.
Like, yeah. So, like, because, like, I wired it up on the breaker. I was like, all right, cool. Tested the breaker. Everything's cool. I turned it on, and it was like, bow. And I was by myself. It blew up. Poof. The breaker tripped. But it crossed the phases.
Yeah.
Most people, but it tripped. Boom. And I was like, motherfucker. So I went out to the motor. I'm looking at it. I opened up the termination and I saw the burn mark and I was like, fuck. So I'd like wipe the burn mark off in the motor. And then so I was like, oh crap, I forgot to swap these two leads. There were 6 in total. And there's like 6 different configurations. So it's like whatever the math is, 36 different configurations you could do with these leads.
Yeah.
Well, I messed up 2.
Okay.
So boom, boom. And I was like, oh, I forgot to move it. So I was like hoping to God. I was like, okay, let me put it where it's supposed to go. I turned the breaker on, it held. I was like, okay, cool. Turn the disconnect on. That's what turns, it's a switch. Anyways, I go to the motor to get it to run. Most of the time, the motor's supposed to run, right? But it was like, and I was like, no. This thing was over $1,000. I was like, this is the second time it happened in my career. Anyways, the technicians came out, the guys that actually bought the motor. Okay, so it's a fire suppression pump. This is what pushes, like, you know, in you see in the movies where they run, like, the fire goes off in a building and the sprinklers come out.
Yeah.
This is a motor to push the water through. Okay.
Oh.
So
yeah,
the sprinkler installers are like, all right, Justin, is it ready? And I was like, I didn't want to say, but I was like, look. The first instinct really was, how can I blame that the motor is broken? For real. I was like, how can I get away with it? And then I was like, you know what? It may unfold in the end. Yeah. When they take it back to the manufacturer, they're like, you know, somebody blew this thing up. And I was like, what's his name? I was like, John. He was standing there. He's the like manager and the owner. Like, I was like, I blew this thing up. He looked at me. He was like, what? I was like, dude, this is where I messed up on the wiring. And I blew it up. And he's like, okay, we'll go get a new one. And so like,
okay, then
like
that's
they
not
weren't
that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad. But like my pride was hurt. I was sad.
Yeah.
I was like, man, because I'm trying to be the best electrician in our area.
Yeah.
But I took accountability.
Yeah.
And in the end, if I was to just point, it's broken, and they go through the process of trying to get it to the manufacturer to check on it, to bring it back, and then all this, and like, he lied to us.
Right. That's wrong.
Now, John is actually, because I took accountability, he understands I made a mistake. Well, I'm probably going to have to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
Or our company. He's given us more job sites to do for him. It's like, he understood I messed up.
Yeah, like you're somebody
trustworthy.
Trustworthy too.
Like,
and mistakes happen. So
mistakes happen. Is it a little $1,000 mistake?
Well, see, and And I feel like, you know, like that's what I'm saying. Accountability is so important. Like how I always say, you know, what's done in the dark comes to light.
Yeah.
Like if you don't fess up anyways,
yeah.
it's gonna come out. And then on top of that, it's like you want everybody to, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like when you just own up to your own shit, people can respect you more.
Yeah.
As opposed to if you just this whole time knew what was up. And then you ain't say nothing. And then at the end of the day, we find out it was really you. Then everybody's going to be like, I ain't messing with you no more. You know, people are going to look at you different. People are not going to trust you.
Yeah.
They're not going to respect you. They're going to be like, oh, he's a liar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And things like that. Yeah, that's messed up. And I say, what's ever done in the dark, it definitely comes to light. So the best thing is to always just take accountability.
Take accountability. It's something that my brother said to me when I was like 9 or 10 that stuck with me. And it was like, you know, I'm trying to be big macho man, you know, at that age. Like when you get 10 to like the preteens, you want to be like, prove that you're awesome, right?
Yeah.
And I used to do the finger pointing thing. But my brother told me, if you're man enough to do it, you need to be man enough to accept it.
I definitely remember your brother saying that all the time.
Yeah,
he used to tell me that all the time.
But you're a girl. I don't
know. Well, you know, I felt like he treated me like I was a boy or something.
Did. Well, I would assume, he would take you boxing training and do all this stuff.
Yeah, he was always like, do 100 push-ups at the end of the day. Yeah. I'm like, why I gotta do 100 push-ups? He's like, then he'll come and ask me at the end of the day, did you do 100? I'll be like, See, that's me taking accountability. I'll be like,
That's probably
I did like 60. Like 10 here, 10 there. I lost count.
That's probably why you have a couple of dude tendencies, because you had some dudes trying to treat you like your older siblings and brother and cousins trying to treat you like a boy.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I was a very tomboy anyway, so you know, I definitely always wanted to be out there doing what y'all did. You know, like all our other cousins, the girl cousins we grew up with, they would just be inside. Like I remember
cooking, cleaning.
Yeah, they'd be inside like watching music videos on MTV.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, y'all boring.
Yeah.
I don't go outside and ride the 4-wheelers. This is fun.
What we're talking about is if you don't take accountability, the problem with it is you don't grow.
Yeah.
You don't learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
And you can't find a solution because you're always thinking you're not the problem.
Yeah.
When you really are. Okay. So like in a work scenario, you take accountability, the people above you start trusting you. Like, okay, I know who's going to tell the truth. And I know who, we all fail. We all make mistakes. We all make problems. So.
And that's okay.
When you're part of it, just what is it? If you're human enough to do it, I'm going to just change it up a little. If you're human enough to do it, be human enough to.
It's supposed to be if you're man enough.
If you're man enough to do it.
Got some balls.
Drop the balls and be man enough to take the consequences. Something like that.
You got a backbone.
I can't believe he told you that too.
Yeah, I remember him saying that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be like, but I'm not a man. You just be mean, and he'd be like, "Shut up, you know what I'm talking about."
You know what I'm talking about. You know. You're a man.
I definitely.
That's what I'm trying to picture him saying it to you.
Yeah, he used to say it all the time. You know, because I did like whenever I didn't want to do like, you know, that was a thing. Like, you know, I was always wanting to be with the boys until y'all were doing something I really didn't want to do, like when we had to go feed the chickens. I'm like, man, I'm not finna go feed 300 chickens, man. I don't want to do this no more. Like, I want to do all the other stuff with y'all, but when y'all have to actually do the boy stuff, I'm like, nah. Then they'll be like, come on, man, you do everything else. Nah, gee, I don't do this no more. I'm a girl. Like, now you want to be a girl.
I used to hide from that too. I do it like once in the summer. And I'm like, all right, I'm done with this. Like,
no, see, I didn't have that. I had to go feed the chickens every day before we got on the bus. Like, that was annoying.
I want to go watch the music videos, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, when y'all started doing some stuff, I was like, my dad used to do that. My dad used to be like, you always want to hang out with your cousins, then go out there and cut the grass. I'm a girl. I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to do that. I don't hang out with them no more.
Well, that makes sense. So there is a difference between a woman taking accountability and men taking accountability.
Okay.
So we read that that book, The Way to the Superior Man, and there was a chapter in there where he puts down women are not liars.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that actually drove home. How did that make you feel when you read it?
So, from my understanding of it, it was and I believe that's the right understanding. It was that women aren't liars because women are driven by emotions. So because we are driven by emotions, our emotions change so often, whether it be every day, every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes. So if right now I say, I don't know what I want to eat, right? But then in 5 minutes from now, I say, oh, I want to go eat Subway, you know? I wasn't a liar. I wasn't a liar when I said that. It's just, this is just a small example, but I wasn't a liar when I said that because at 5 minutes ago, I didn't know what I wanted to eat, but now here we are 5 minutes later and I do know what I want to eat. So that doesn't make me a liar, but it's different for men because he was explaining that for men, when men say something, naturally a man is supposed to stick to his word.
Yeah.
So a man, you know, saying that he's going to do something, when he veers from that, when he doesn't do it, it's like, oh, you lied because you didn't accomplish what you said you were going to accomplish. Now, I can understand a man saying I'm going to do something, then come and update me that, oh, I can't do it or I'm not going to it anymore. Yeah, there's stipulations.
There's stipulations. There's situations.
Like you can change that decision, but like for example, it's manageable, it's acceptable to change a man's decision when the communication is there. Like, you know, he says, hey, you know, I'm going to be there for you this weekend, I don't know, at your sister's wedding. And a man tells his girl, I'm going to be there for you at your sister's wedding this weekend. And then whatever reason, you know, the day of the wedding, if he hasn't said nothing, right, then this whole time the woman's understanding that my man is going to be there with me at this wedding. But then the wedding comes and all of a sudden he's not going, that's going to make us upset. That's going to be like, oh, you lied to me. You said you was coming. This is your word. And we take men for their word. But now a stipulation would be like, oh, you know, Wednesday comes and the wedding's not until Saturday. And he says, hey, you know, my boss said I have to work this Saturday, you know, and I really, really can't miss work. So I'm updating you and, you know, I can't go. That's an update. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
We can accept that. That's not us feeling like, oh, you lied to us and you're not there for us, things like that.
Well, if he's iffy and just pulls out because his emotion drove him away from it, like he's too afraid, he doesn't want to face the people that's there. Yeah. If he works off of an emotion, then yeah, he's going against his word. Yeah. Now, when I get that, like, so he can't get out of a work situation or.
But even then, taking accountability for your actions. So, like, if he just says, man, I don't want to go no more. You know, if he just, whatever reason. Yeah. The football game's on Saturday, whatever. Whatever reason he just changes his mind, right? Then that's okay. But you still have to say that. Like, you know, you still have to make sure you communicate that. And then as well as, too, though, it's like, I do think it's a 50-50 chance because if you cancel going with me to my sister's wedding because you want to watch a football game, most women would kind of be upset. But
that's fine. He takes accountability for it and he has to understand the consequences for it.
Yeah, what's going to come after it. Yeah, definitely.
But the iffiness where a woman can't trust you, and that's something I had to learn. Can't trust you by your word. It will hold you back. You have to be accountable for all the actions that you take. But for a woman, so like for your example, if you wanted to go to my brother's wedding and you were happy at that time and said, okay, great, I'll be glad to go. And then it's 3 months from now. 3 months later, you gain 30 pounds. You're sad. You can't fit in the dress. You made a mistake and you say, I don't want to go. Your emotion is driving you. You're not a liar. Different emotions at different times.
Yeah. Now, naturally, women are emotional creatures. So people know that. Men and women both. We know that women are emotional creatures. So we know that we can make irrational decisions or we make these decisions based off how we're feeling. Most men, not boys, most men know what they're saying when they're saying it. Yeah. And yeah, we, in case y'all didn't know, we hold y'all accountable to that. We want you to stick to your word. We don't want you to say you're here for us and then go cheat on us. We don't want you to say that we got your back, but then when the time show up, you ain't got our back. You know, like we don't want that. That's not cool.
I agree with that part. So that's something I had to learn basically time and time again. Stop pointing fingers. Be accountable for my actions. Yeah. People respect it. People trust me. If I do say something, I mean, men do work on emotions, and I think it controls me a little bit more than the average man. But like, that's where it's like, all right, get the fuck over it, drop them balls, and do what you said you're gonna do.
Yeah, the literal balls that you have.
And then
yes, you can grow up and man up a little bit.
Yeah, like that is part of being a man, being masculine, is to like get over that emotional fear. For a woman, it's almost like guiding those emotions. It's like, you know, and if a man were to just get upset, well, you said you're going to the wedding, you know, who cares? You got fat, blah blah blah, and you know, you got to understand that, okay, she's not a liar. She's taking accountability at that time that she doesn't want to go because she's sad.
Yeah.
That she can't fit in that dress. Well, guide her. Okay, can we afford to get a new one?
Right.
We'll get you a nice, pretty one. It's okay. You know, and then you change her emotions up and she goes. That's the difference between women and men taking accountability. How about my ex girlfriend took accountability one time of being a bad girlfriend.
The crazy one.
Yeah.
She only took it once.
One time. She's okay, well, I'm a bad girlfriend. I was like, look, I know that.
I would have been running up to her. Here go a cake, a cookie. You want a trophy? Good job. You did a good job. You took accountability.
When she said that, when she said it one time, I was like, oh, it might work out. But she went crazy mode after that.
Right after that, yeah. No, she didn't mean that when she said it.
No, she didn't. She was just trying to like accept the fact that she was wrong, but get me to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, you know, taking accountability. I see why they had these freaking posters on the wall in school. It's a part of a person's character. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I definitely want to be known as a person that's trustworthy, a person that's dependable, a person that you can respect, and that is respected, so that, you know, I want to have a good character. I don't want to be that person that people be like, God, that's Crystal. I don't like that girl.
Yeah.
You know, or I can't trust her. I don't want to be that person. And I mean, and I'm not that person. So I make sure I stick to that, to be that person. And I do that by taking accountability in everything that I do. If I've done you wrong, if I've hurt your feelings or whatever case may be, I make sure to take accountability.
No, I 100% agree. Let's rise up and accept that we are at fault when we are.
Yeah.
And
put on your big girl panties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Drop them balls. Yeah, that'd be like the 5th time we said on this one. Be accountable for your actions. But once you know that you made that mistake, move on. Stand up.
Yeah. Do what you got to do. Make amends for that mistake.
Yeah. Learn and keep it moving, and let's keep growing.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks for hopping on for us. I'm Justin.
I'm Crystal.
See ya.
See ya.